Good evening, Yasharala. Quick verse for you all. It is, let's see, it's the 10th day of the fourth Hebrew month, and we just passed the first quarter, the moon phase first quarter. It's the 27th day of the sixth month of the year of 2023. It is 11:26 p.m. Central Standard Gregorian Roman Catholic time. Obviously, as you all can see, I am in the book of Psalms. Thankful to the Most High that He did ordain this reading this evening because it is much needed. It's much needed. Um, I wanted to share a verse that means a lot to me currently. They all mean a lot to me, but because I'm reading it, obviously, it's renewing my spirit. It's quickening me. So I'm in the book of Psalms, chapter 86. In specific, I'm on verse 5. It reads, "For thou, Lord, good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee." But let me read it again. It says, "For thou, Lord, good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee." Let me read it one more time. "For thou, Lord, good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee." You all know how I love to define words in the scriptures because it gives it an even more broad meaning, right? So I took out the moment or the time to define the words good, ready, plenteous, abundant. Now, abundant is not listed here in this verse, but it is listed in the definition of plenteous. And then also the word mercy and benevolence. Again, benevolence is not listed here in this verse, but it is listed in the definition of mercy. So the word good means to be desired or approved of a high standard. I want to read it again. The word good means to be desired or approved of a high standard. So it says, "For thou, Lord, good." The Most High is to be desired or approved of because He is of high standard. And as Israelites who make up the 12 nations of Yasharala, we know that He is good. He is credible and more than worthy to be praised. Let's move on to this word ready. Ready means in a suitable state for an activity, action, or situation, fully prepared. I think you all grasp that definition, but let's read it again. The word ready means in a suitable state for an activity, action, or situation, fully prepared. So it says, "For thou, Lord, good and ready to forgive." So the Most High is to be desired or approved of because He is of high standard and He's fully prepared to forgive. Now, I wanted to wait until I had you all here with me to look up the word forgive. And excuse me if I take a moment. I'm using one hand. So I'm going to look up the word forgive in my KJV dictionary. I hope that it's in here because there are some words that are not. And thank the Lord, it is. So, the word forgive in the KJV dictionary means to pardon, to remit, to overlook an offense, and treat the offender as not guilty. Let's read it one more time. It's kind of late. Forgive, to pardon, to remit, to overlook an offense, and treat the offender as not guilty. So, the Most High is to be desired or approved of because he is of high standard. And he's fully prepared to pardon or overlook an offense and treat the offender as not guilty. But then we have this word, plenteous. The word plenteous means plentiful. Now, I absolutely hate when they define a word utilizing the word that we're trying to define. So I went a little bit deeper for you all. And that word plenteous also means abundant. Now, the word abundant means in large quantities or large amounts. So again, this word plenteous means plentiful or abundant in large quantities or amounts. So, the Most High is to be desired or approved of because he is of high standard. He's fully prepared to overlook an offense and treat the offender as not guilty, and he is abundant. Now we have this word, mercy. This word mercy means that benevolence, mildness, or tenderness of heart, which disposes a person to overlook injuries or to treat an offender better than he deserves. Then that word benevolence, that's in the definition of mercy, means disposition to do good. Let's read it one more time. The word mercy means that benevolence, mildness, or tenderness of mind which disposes a person to overlook injuries or to treat an offender better than he deserves. Benevolence, disposition to do good. So this verse reads one more time, "For thou, Lord, good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee." The Most High is to be desired or approved of because he is of high standard. He is fully prepared to overlook an offense and treat the offender as not guilty. And in large quantities or large amounts, he has a mildness, tenderness about himself that disposes or provides us a disposition to do good. So this meant a lot to me because, as I've shared with my people, I have been going through quite a bit and I have been neglecting my studies. I haven't been studying as much as I would like to study, but I thank the Most High that he ordains everything and that his will is perfect. I'm up late and got to get up early in the morning to get to work, but I could care less because this means so much to me. And right where I opened up was what I needed to hear. Because I have been neglecting my duties of studying to show myself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. I felt bad because that is a command. That's what I'm supposed to do. I have to do that. That's what he's telling me to do. Because if I don't stay in this word, there's no life in these bones. I have no life. I die slowly. I have to live in this word. I can't start in the spirit and think I can end in the flesh. So in some aspects, it's embarrassing that I'm neglecting these duties. He doesn't give us anything that's grievous, right? It's easy to sit here and study this word. It's a refreshing thing. It's beautiful. I feel good, and I'm only on the 5th verse, you all. I haven't even completed the whole chapter. I had to get on and share it with you. Nevertheless, I felt embarrassed, and I felt like I wanted to ball up and hide. I know that he knows the things that I go through, the things that I face, the things that make me feel very low in spirit, in emotion. And so I didn't know how to pray to him. I've been neglecting prayers, you all. I pray, but I don't pray like I'm supposed to. Do you all remember that teaching when we were reading in the book of Psalms? And just paraphrasing, when King David says that he's going to rise at nighttime in the middle of the night and drop to his knees and give thanks to the Most High for his righteousness. You know, from the time that I did that teaching, I was rising in the midnight and dropping to my knees when I awake from my sleep to give thanks to the Most High. And I was doing it for almost 21 days. And I stopped. I was embarrassed about that. And I didn't know how to just come back to him, because it's like, you spare me from things I can't see. You spare me from things I can see. You provide for me. You keep me. And it's like, how dare I try and think that my situation is more grievous than what Yahawashi went through? How selfish of me. I take it to the next level. I'm really hard on myself in this walk, because we have to strive to enter in at the narrow gate. And if I'm not striving, fighting for it, I'm not going to get there. So I'm very hard on myself. I didn't know how to come back to the Most High and say, I'm sorry. I know I've been neglecting my duties in studying and praying and fasting. I haven't fasted in almost a month, you all. Almost a month. It has been almost a month and I have not fasted. The last fast I did was about 3 weeks ago. I used to fast habitually every week. Every week. 1 week out of the month, 1 day. 2nd week out of the month, 2 consecutive days. The 3rd week out of the month, maybe go back to 1 day and try to close the end of that month in the last week with another 2-day consecutive fast. I was struggling trying to do a 1-day fast like 3 weeks ago, and it was embarrassing. And I have to say, quite humbling as well, because I realized that I wasn't as bold in the spirit as I thought I was. I have fallen so far. So I take all these things into account, and I did not know how to return to my Father and apologize and let him know that my spirit is longing and yearning. I'm thirsting for you. But it's embarrassing. Like, just what? So just open the Bible back up and act like nothing never happened? And this evening, I'm just laying here. I wanted to open the Bible so bad. So bad. And I was just like, I can't. Like, I'm embarrassed. How can I? But a mighty brother in the faith told me, get off the Instagram and get in your Bible. I'm sitting there scrolling through stupid stuff. Annoyed with it. Just scrolling, but annoyed. Highly annoyed with it, but just scrolling. You know. And I got off. Then I got in my Bible. And I just opened it up. I turned 2 pages to the left. I didn't know where I was going. And this is where I ended up. For thou, Lord, good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee. And that meant a lot to me because it was the reassurance, first of all, that he's recalling what he's taught us through the Comforter. And it's the reassurance for me that despite whatever detour I think I took, if it be in his will for me to complete the work that he has begun in me, it's going to be completed. I want to turn us over to a precept right quick. It's in Nehemiah. And give me a second to get there. I'm sorry, you all. One moment. Click on the source, sister. It's Nehemiah 9:17. It reads, and refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou, a God ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsookest them not. Let's read it one more time. And refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou, a God ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsookest them not. Let's read it again. One more time. And refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou, a God ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsookest them not. I hope that that was a nice jewel to drop on you all this fine, beautiful evening. I hope that my people are staying steadfast and staying strengthened in this word, and keep yourself deeply rooted and secured at the needle of the Most High's tent so that you are unshook. I pray that all be well for my brethren, my brothers and sisters of Yasharala, that is. Stay strong in this faith, stay strong in this truth, and no matter how far you think you have detoured from this path, come right on back. Because you got to remember, for thou, Lord, good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee. I love you all. Remember, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Never cease prayer, bind and loose, and always live ready. I'll talk to you all as Yahweh wills. Good night. Bye.